And hello to all my Capricorn friends. I'd like to welcome you in. My name is Scott Sagent, and today I'll be doing your free psychic tarot reading for August 2022. Now today they've dialed up for you guys a specific storyline spread. We're going to set it up in the storyline format, but it's actually going to be a work spread. They want to focus on your work corner. So we're going to be talking about a bunch of different stories, all for Capricorn work stuff. There's going to be a story in there that is right for you. It's like a scatter shot. So we're going to be talking about 2, 3, 4, 5, sometimes even 6 different stories for different Capricorns. There's going to be one that's right for you. Now also, I've had people tell me that multiple stories sometimes will and do resonate with them. That's okay if they do. But at the end of the day, it's all about finding that one home run. That's all about you. So if the first 2 don't make sense, stick with it because there's more behind that. Let's get started with that. Actually, I also need to tell you we're wrapping up with a runestone. Also, doing an extra spread for you guys, too. They want to do a chakra scrub. So that is spiritual health stuff. Always a very interesting look through the chakras there, 1 through 7. Also need to tell you about this wonderful display, what is right in front of me and what's going on there. So we have a lot to talk about, Capricorn. Let's get to work. Cards are already shuffled. I'm going to bring you in right here so you can watch. Hit that like button if you're ready to have a great August. Okay, here we go. What I'm doing now, guys, these are my ritual cuts. I like to do them live and on camera. Cut the decks into 3 different pieces, put them back together in a separate order, and then they're ready to go. Same procedure for personal private reading, so it's just like you're here with me now. All right, guys, here we go. So the storyline format is going to start with 5 cards and expand out from there where I need to go. So here are your first base 5 cards. Going to need more than that. Still going. That is not it. I'm going to still keep going from there. Let's see how we are on view. All right, I'm going to shuffle these over a little bit, make some room. You have to imagine this like one big line. That's why it's called a storyline. Still going. I think that's off the screen. Yeah, so I got to come down here, guys. It's still one big line, remember. Okay, so there's my end. Finally, we have come to an end. Now I need to get the pairings together. The inverts are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 out of 10. We're going to leave it the way it is for now. Okay, so this is one story here. Story here. I need to move this down here so I can see it. The facings are what how this is done. He's looking there, so that's a story. And then this is one big story. So we're looking at 4 stories here for my Capricorns in regards to work. This is a work spread. Now I need more cards for more information. Okay, that lets me know we're talking about a person. And we got that. Over here we're just going to do 1 card. They're both pips. Down here I need 2 on the Hermit. This is where the table gets full. So I will have to move you guys around here on the camera so you can see it all, which I will do. I like to share my table with you guys. This guy needs 2 as well. 1 on the king, person, no. And then 1 for here, also a smaller thing. I'm going to set these up like that, up kind of out of the way, because they're smaller stories, less moving parts. Check my inverts one more time. That story's good. This story, I'm going to actually do this now so I can see. Okay, we're going to leave that alone. Sometimes I use the Oracle Angel card to determine how much, if I need to discard it all. If it's right on that borderline, right on that cusp, that's when I like to be thorough there. 4, 5, 6 out of 7, 8, 9. So yes, this will get a discard. And they want that story read completely upright, so the order needs to stay the same. Very important in tarot. But besides that, everything else is coming up. Read nice and clear. Okay, finish with my Oracle card for every story. This, like I said, table is very full now. Very full. I'm actually going to put that over here on my gemstones. There, here. Sorry guys, trying to be fast, but I know some people like to see this stuff, so I, like to show you. Okay, that's good enough for me. Let me make sure it's on screen for you. This is going to be story 1 all the way over to the right with the Magician on top, leg up at the bottom. Over here to the left of my hand is going to be the second story, story 2. think you can see all that. Up top here, going back to the Thinker card, all the way to the right of the Empress, basically to the left of my hand. That'll be the third story, and then our fourth story is going to be huge. It's all the way at the bottom, the base of my table here, moving from the Eight of Cups all the way to Mending. So let's get to work, guys. Lots to talk about here with the work situations. There's obviously something here that they don't want you guys to miss, to the point where they devoted an entire spread to talk about it. So let's do it. Let's give them what they want. Story number one, guys, we talk about a small victory. That's what happens first. If you have just made some kind of small accolade with work, this could be you here in story number one. That's, small wins add up to big wins. They should not be discounted. That's very, very good. Nice little applause here for my Capricorns here in story one. They do bring in the Magician, so this is letting you know that you can manifest more than this. Nice little small win, but hey, you can turn this into something greater. You can improve this a lot more. They do bring in a leg up in my Oracle card. That's letting you know that it feels like a promotion to me. It's like you moving up in the world. It's pictured as a polar bear cub climbing up on its mom's back. So this is, moving up. And since it's a work spread, moving up in work makes a lot of sense to me. Your work corner, good time to tell you guys too, your work corner is a big place. So this can be all about work, business, enterprise, area of study, collegiate courses, retirement if you're of that age, hobbies, interests, and learning new things. So any of that you have going on can be discussed in this spread. They also bring in the Three of Wands. This usually to me is, well, there's two different definitions, and I like to give it to you all in a general. Try to do as much as I can, since I don't have you here to ask questions about, what does this mean? What does this mean? So I got to give you all the definitions. One definition of this is long distance travel, long distance move usually. So this could be like a company moving far away. This could be like, you getting a job, working in a different state, maybe far from home, something like that, maybe remotely. Hard to say, but it's usually not close. This is a big distance jump here. Now, the other definition of that card is a new chapter that is waiting to come in. That'll probably be more of the audience. That's the more common definition. It's just like this new chapter of your work life is on its way. It's getting close. It's just not here right now because it's blocked. Okay, so there's story one, guys. Very good story. Good way to start. Story number two, we're going to go up here. We start with, this is for my Capricorns who are getting more freedom and more mobility in the workplace. You were really tied down here before. For some of you, that if you're here in story two, this is going to be very evident if it's about you or not. If you're like July, was extremely excruciating with work, like as far as, long hours, hard work, all that kind of stuff, very well be about you here. If you're getting more freedom now, because that's what they show. They show the card that is getting away from being pinned down so much. So more freedom, more mobility going on with work. They do show that you have a hard time of balancing two different areas of your life. Obviously, one of these is work. So for most people, this is like work and family. Family, love, corner, and work. And always doing this balancing act. They show that you struggle with that here. And maybe the fact that you're getting more freedom, more mobility in the month of August, maybe this can start improving a little bit. Maybe you can start, getting this balance more straight. That's what they want. They do show that a lot of you are debating a choice here between two decisions. You're not losing sleep over it. You're kind of like in a good place with it. But at the same time, up here, you're still debating, should I do this? Should I do this? Should I go left, right? Should I stay at the job? Should I leave the job? So all these different things. They do show go the distance. So for some of you here that's in story two, they're letting you know that maybe you should stick with it right now. If you're considering leaving, if you're considering going somewhere else, they're saying go the distance here. So maybe there's something more beneficial that they're looking to head down the path that they see that we don't understand yet, but they're talking about go the distance. It's also a reminder that this is a marathon and not a sprint, so you can't burn yourself out. Okay, make sure you get enough time for sleep, relaxation, and hitting the reset button on your life. So there's story two. Very good. Story number three, going up top here. We are kind of moving along at a good little chop here, good little pace. Story three, the first thing we bring in is the Thinker card. They want you to consider this story, even if it doesn't seem to be about you. There's something in this for a lot of people when they bring in my Thinker card, and it also can mean that they just want you to not necessarily act, but kind of do some mental exercise here and start thinking about what I'm going to talk about. We bring in the Knight of Pentacles, so this is money action usually. It can also be health action, but for most of you, since this is a work spread, they're talking about finances. So we have finances being moved, being placed, being moved around. getting rid of old stuff. So we're opening up spending, guys. I have my hoarder card right behind that, so I have double pentacles. It's kind of irrefutable that they're talking about money. I know we did a financial spread for you guys last month. If there's something financial that you guys are struggling with, you may want to go back and check that reading out again, just for some factors that we might not be talking about in August, that maybe something in July could actually make your August better too if you're struggling financially. But we have opening up of the finances here in August. So for a lot of you that have been saving and holding on to money, here in story 3, they show that you can actually open this up. You don't have to be a hoarder. You don't have to save every penny, every dollar. It's time to open this up. They bring in a younger person, which is interesting. So this could be, a family member that's younger than you. Usually this is a generation gap younger. So this could be like, if you're a mom, they could be talking about your child here, or you could be the child and they're referring to you and with you, like your mom. And I have the Empress card, and that's like a mother, so that can mean a couple different things. They could mean that as a person, but they can also mean that as the definition, the energetic definition of the Empress, that something becomes real, like fertile real, like to the touch real in the month of August with maybe a younger person. Maybe you guys are helping each other out in some weird, and I was going to say weird, but I don't think it's weird. It's, maybe in ways that, I don't really have the words to explain. You guys are maybe doing something with work or business, maybe working together on a project or helping each other out financially, or maybe, just opening up the spending in general. Hard to pinpoint. This is a really tough one for a general reading when I cannot bounce stuff off of you guys. But finding the context, of course, is huge in any general reading, and there's a lot of good stuff in there. So starting with the money action, good time to put money into the work. Like if you need to upgrade, like if you, let's say, for example, you drive for work, right? Well, it would be a good month to put money into the car, to maybe, if you got to get the tires done, you've been neglecting the tires, and it's summer and it's rainy season, and it would be safe and a good idea to do that now. Okay, so that's an example of how you can be putting money into work. Maybe if you're on your feet all day, like you're a waitress or something, maybe you can buy some really good shoes. That would maybe really help you a lot along, the month, and not just August, but the months following as well. So there's just a few examples there of putting money into your job, into your work. They want you to consider and think about what these can be. Before I get into that big story for, excuse me, I do want to go over your moon cycles with you. I'd like to give you guys the moon cycle forecast every single month, just so you know what's coming and you're prepared for it. The first thing that hits is August 11th. That is the full moon. That's when we want to get something out of our life that just doesn't fit anymore. We have some energy here in story 3 that is about that. Okay, the opening up of the spending or purging energy. If it's brand new, it can be placed under new moon, but we'll get into that in a second. First is full moon. So full moon is anything you want to get out of your life. It doesn't have to be about work. I know this is a work spread, but this could be about like somebody a person that you got to get rid of. That's just no good for you. You can't trust them. They're not loyal. Get them out of your life. You can do that under the full moon, get it to stick much easier. Breaking bad habits, emotional baggage, wrapping up old projects, maybe selling stuff. This is all purging energy, guys, that you can kind of just put it out to the street, let the garbage men take it away here, right around the 11th. It doesn't have to be on the 11th, but early to mid-month is the key dates, the bracket of window for that, for making those changes stick. Adversely, we have the new moon energy. That comes in August 27th, so that's the end of the month. That's when I want you guys to focus on the new things that's going on. I'm looking ahead, actually looking kind of back. Before I look ahead, I know I'm kind of cheating myself out of that story with the moon cycles, but if that hits, we'll talk about it. We have that new possibility coming in story number 1 with that new chapter on its way, and you being the manifester. And the manifester is basically new moon stuff. So this is bringing something into existence that wasn't there before. You can do these kind of things under the new moon. August 27th doesn't have to be on the date. Any time toward the end of August is key for bringing something new in. Let's say it has nothing to do with work. Let's just say you want to bring in new love. Okay, the end of August is when I would target for that. Maybe that would be the time to join the online dating site. Maybe that would be the time to go out and meet people in real life. Whatever it is you're trying to do. If it's new, I'd align it under the new moon. Also new work stuff, new health stuff, new diet, all that kind of stuff. New moon stuff. If any of that confuses you at all, I have put together a moon cycle cheat sheet to make this very easy for you, give you a little graphic guide, a little tool to help you, assist you to make this make more sense. It's available on the website. It is free. It is on my videos page at the very bottom there is where it's parked. I didn't know where else to put it, so I parked it on the videos page. So check that out, guys. Make sense of this whole thing. Much easier to walk downhill than it is to walk uphill. Much easier to swim with the current than to swim against the current. That's what the moon cycles do for us. while you're at the website, make sure you're signed up for the newsletter. The newsletter people that I have are wonderful. They get to beta test new products for me once in a while. I also make sure that they get a couple free readings every single year just for being signed up to the newsletter. I only send one newsletter email every single month. It's just for updates as well as promo codes, save you guys money on readings and all kinds of new things that we're doing. Also, make sure you follow the Facebook page. I do a special giveaway just for my Facebook group. And talking about new fun things, here's another new fun thing, this wonderful display in front of you right here. Let me explain that for you real quick. Okay, guys, it's time to talk about this wonderful display here. You can probably guess, but this is Scott Sagent Sage Soap. This is the very first product in my merchandise line, my first physical product, that is. Now, it's 1A here in spirituality, so it's fitting that this is the very first product I'm releasing because I believe in it. Let me tell you about it because, like I said, it's 1A in spirituality. The first thing that you need to do before you divine at all is be clean. Wash your hands. I wash my hands with sage soap every time before I even touch a single tarot card. So sage has spiritual benefits, which most people are very familiar with, which is like clearing and cleansing of energies. You're around a lot of people, a lot of energies all day. Your aura bumps into theirs, and there are, energy vampires out there, and all this stuff attaches to you. So sage helps clear that, just like smudging sage does in the air and in your house and so forth. So this does the same thing, getting that attachment off of you here, at least in your hands. You can use this at any part of your body, really. There are a lot of physical benefits to sage that people aren't necessarily aware of. One of them is that it's really regenerative for your skin cells. Your skin cells actually can regenerate, become healthier, which basically makes you look younger. I mean, who wouldn't want that, right? So there's also emotional benefits. It's known to be very emotionally calming, very soothing, and it kind of just helps with the balancing of the emotional stressors of life. I have commissioned 2 different sage soap products here for my wonderful people. The first one here, this bottom one, is Sanctuary Sage. It actually looks very much the same color as your smudging sage. If you look at that, very similar. Now this Sanctuary Sage soap is a little more herbal. It is a more powerful blend than the other one that I'll discuss in a minute. This one is very strong, very potent aroma. You cannot miss it. Some people like that. Other people like more milder versions of that. And that's what this other one comes in here. This is my Cactus Sage. And this is kind of more of an aloe blend. That's why we go with the cactus with that. So it's smoother, it's more mild, it's not as potent. What I love the most about this soap is that, first of all, it's very lathery. I've had a lot of soaps that I've used that just barely get on your hands. It's just like, it's what's it even doing, right? Well, this makes a nice little lather so you're getting clean. And then when you go to rinse it off, it gets off. I've also used soap that is just so oily that you're just rubbing forever underwater. Like, will this ever come off me? What is this? What's going on here? Get off, Well, this doesn't do that at all. It gets right off. So it's nice, soapy, lathery, gets you clean, and then gets out of the way. And it leaves your skin feeling a little tacky. It's perfect for me because when I grab tarot cards, I don't want to be slipping around trying to grab different cards, and I want to be able to grab what I touch. So it kind of like, I don't know if the word exfoliates is the right word, but it really does something to the pads of your fingers, and you can really grip very well. It kind of accentuates that. Let's talk about what comes with it. First of all, you get what I do not have pictured here, I don't have it laying around, is the pad that it sits on. It's kind of like similar to Brillo pad material. It's just a simple little base for it to sit on, so you don't have to leave it on your counter, get it stuck to the bathroom ledge or anything like that. It just creates a little medium, a little buffer between where you have it sit, so it can also dry out and that you can grab it without it sticking to your counter. Always annoying to have that kind of an issue. So it's going to come with that. It's also coming in this wonderful package with the merchandising. You got the Scott Sagent logo on there as well, and this is made out of 100% recyclable paper products, so it's good for the environment. This is going to ship to you for free in the month of August. I can't promise that always, but I can promise it this month at this introductory offer. So it will ship free to you. Also makes a wonderful gift. So sage soap, 2 different kinds. We have the cactus, we have the sanctuary. You're going to enjoy either one. There is no wrong choice. So check that out on the website today. Okay, guys, so here we are with story 4. Story 4, lots of moving parts. We start with the energy of leaving something behind and not looking back. This is for some of you that the work situation has gotten maybe to a point where, you know what, you're just ready for something new. Maybe it's time to leave it behind. Maybe, you work with bad people. Maybe your boss doesn't want to give you a raise and you're just spinning your wheels. You're not getting anywhere at this job. Time to leave it behind and not look back. They're letting me know that some of you actually need to go work for yourself. I have the Hermit card, so that's being alone, doing something alone, your own business, sole proprietorship, that kind of stuff. They bring in the Death card too. So, death is brand new, like cellular level new is how I read the Death card, so there can be no carryover from the past with what this is. So this would be like if you are thinking in your head, well, I can move to part-time and go do my new business and, still work at my current job part-time. They're saying, no, you actually cannot. If this is you here in story 4, you got to go full. You got to go all in on this. So this is cellular level change, all. Okay. They do bring up that obviously gives you stress, gives you anxiety. You don't like that. You don't like the idea of going all in on this idea. But if it's something for your future and it's something you love and enjoy and it'll make work feel, you'll wake up every morning excited for it instead of hating it. Overcome that, find a way to overcome, especially since it's a mental suit. 9 of Swords. Swords is a air suit, mental suit. So this could be illusionary stuff, likely it is. You're probably worried about things that are not real or not even here yet. Maybe you're worried about future things, how this is going to affect your future. Mental stuff, illusionary stuff. Don't let it stop you from something great. Okay, they talk about doing things the right way here, so there can be no cheating. Also leading your flock, so you may be leading other people down this path too, but it's more about doing things the right way. There can be no toxicity here, guys, none. It has to be on the up and up, do things the right way, check all the boxes, etc. They do bring in King of Cups. I do want to discard on that real quick, just make sure we're not a person. Yep. So the King of Cups here, they're not talking about a man, they're talking about the energy of taking authority of your love corner. So there are some family members here that maybe don't like this idea, or maybe they want to be a part of it, or maybe fill in the blank. They show that you're in a good position here and you deal with it, but I go back to being alone. You really need to do this by yourself. So if anybody else is trying to do this with you, like your brother, sister, whoever, best friend, you may just want to lightly tell them or find a way to break it to them. You know what? I just need to do this by myself here. Now, we also have the 2 of Cups. So there is actually an element. I'm not sure I understand what they're saying here, but there's an element that you can work with another person, but I feel like it's only one. Okay, guys, it's not multiple. This is just one. So what's my king for then? Taking great authority. Okay, so you're making up your decision on this is what they want. They want this decision to be made if you're going to work together and setting up the parameters of how this is going to work. Not necessarily saying you have to do it by yourself. We're probably a mixed group, to be honest with you. But this is like, if you're going to be 51% of the company, they're going to be 49%. Working out the details, that's what that's about. Here we have the King of Pentacles, so we bring in big money. There's big money involved here, and that's has to do with an injury of some form. So don't let this beat you up. Don't beat yourself up about this. We have big money kind of on the way here in story 4. They do bring in mending too, so there is some kind of maybe it makes me feel like some of you have worked physical jobs and it's time to get away from that. Do something from yourself where you're working with your mind instead of your body, okay? Because we have mending and we have being abused. So some of you actually may have been abused at the workplace, and not all abuse is physical. Mental abuse is a real thing too. So there's story 4, guys. Lots of good stuff, lots of details in your stories. Oh my goodness. Before we do the Chakra Scrub, I'm going to do your rune stone. They're already mixed up. I'd give them a quick swirl. And here is the rune stone. Show you this guy right here. This is the rune stone of breakthrough. Breakthrough right here, here, a few other places on my chart. Breakthrough, guys. So you guys are close. This has been a rune stone that's come up for 3 different signs, and that's like statistically impossible almost. It's wild the fact that came up so many times. So many of my signs are close to breaking through into something great. Something great. It's like I describe it as that finish line. You're almost at that finish line. You just gotta will yourself the rest of the way to get there. You gotta push through. You gotta step outside of your comfort zone sometimes. You have to get to that point where you just go for it. It's a marathon, not a sprint. We go back to that go the distance card. So Lots of different stories, lots of interesting things. But breakthrough, guys, you guys can do it. You're so close. Don't give up now. August is the month for these breakthroughs, or at least setting up the great breakthroughs that can come in the work corner. So wonderful spread there. We got to get into your chakra scrub, guys. So I need to reshuffle these cards. I'm going to cut away while I do that so you're not bored watching that, because I use so many cards. We just need to kind of redo the whole thing. Otherwise, it would be inaccurate to do so. So I will be right back. Okay, Capricorn, I am back. The cards have been reshuffled. Going to ritual cut it one more time. Going to go through a pretty quick chakra scrub here because I'm way over my time with you guys. I have been, they've been a chatty group with you guys here. So here's your chakra scrub. I pull it 1 through 7, top to bottom. May talk about it in a different order, but here we go with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Block, block, block. Blockages are distributed, so that's going to stay the same. Okay. A couple, actually, oracle cards are needed. I'm going to go bottom to top, guys. We have a lot of action at the top that needs attention. Yes. And, oh, gosh. We got a lot of majors, guys. Okay, well, I said quick, but I don't know if this is going to be possible to be quick. Let's start with the root chakra, the red. Weakness. A lot of you are working out of weakness here instead of strength. They want this to turn around. Your root chakra is a little weak. It could be boosted here. This could be used by red gemstones, wearing the color red. This is also your connection to physical earth plane realm. So getting out into nature, grounding yourself if you're by water or just nature in general. Doesn't matter if you touch a tree. Get out into a lake, a beach, whatever, feet in the sand. Even a nice hot bath, if you're not around anything else, can be very grounding, acting out of weakness. And, the root chakra is... very kind of, it's the base of the spine, so it's your sexual organs too. So any of you that are dating and, kind of like sexual message stuff, like don't act out of weakness here. They want you to act out of strength, okay? So don't be pressured into things. They just talk about truth be told too, so there is a window of opportunity coming out. They really want this red to expand, guys. Red is going to be a theme. I want you guys to use that as a power color for the month of August, okay? You can even use that when you're feeling disconnected. Use the color red. Moving on up into your emotional center, they want you to take more authority with your emotions and your orange here, and it's time to get moving with this. So a lot of you have kind of let your emotions go or not controlled your emotions the way that you need to, or you just need to reel it back in a little bit here. That's what they talk about with your orange. Orange could also use some work. Yellow looks very good, so willpower is very, very strong for the month of August. You guys are taking great pride in getting things done. Like to see that. Very good. Moving on up from there, this is heart. They talk about message coming in later in regards to work. So this is something close to your heart and the work message. How that gums together, hard to say, really hard to say. But later in the month, this will make more sense. So something that you love that's close to your heart. This is the color green. And compassion, a very important work correspondence that is dear to you. Comes in for a lot of my Capricorns at the end of August. Okay, so that's new moon stuff. It actually makes me feel like, a lot of you are actually starting something new later in the month, and something that you love, and that kind of correlates to a couple stories, doesn't it? Here we go. Moving on up from there. Here's throat. Throat is very good, very well vocalized. I have the Lovers card here, so you guys that are in a relationship are communicating really good. We have good vocal symbiotic stuff. We have round and round here, so a lot of you have learned your lessons, thank goodness, and you don't have to repeat them. I was going to tell you I have a throat meditation done on the throat chakra, but it doesn't really look like you guys need it. This is one of your better ones. Good job, guys. Moving on up from there. Your third eye is blocked with karma coming back to you that's not yours from somebody. I have my soulmates card, so this is not about you. You're dealing with karma that is not yours here, and it's gunking up the third eye chakra a little bit here. So this is that very, very deep blue, almost dark blue, a little purplish indigo blue. You can use that color to boost this. You can also meditate. Meditation is third eye stuff, lucid dreamings, all that stuff comes from here. So you're dealing with things that that are not yours. Let me give you an example of what that could be. The most recent example I saw of this was when a good friend of mine's girlfriend's dad died. It has nothing to do with him at all. I don't think he even met him before, okay? But he's got to deal with it because now he's got a terribly upset girlfriend, you know? So this is how, one example of dealing with karma that is not yours. And for whatever reason, it's throwing your equilibrium off here. So I don't know what to tell you to do about that. It's usually with another person that's close to you. So that's probably the person who's throwing it off here for you guys with your third eye. As we move up, same thing with gemstones there, you know, the dark blue gemstones. You could just carry one around in your pocket or purse, you know, help boost that. Just same as the other ones with the red and so forth, and the orange. Very, very top here is crown chakra. You guys are making decisions. Oh, thank goodness. You know, the moon cycle thing is your crown chakra, very, you know, the above, the solar, the lunar, the space radiation, the higher dimensions. They show a decision being made here. So a lot of you are blowing the horn on something in relation to these things. Okay, they show happy, happy. So you guys are gonna pull a very joyous way with these decisions, with lining up to the moon cycles. I need to push that again with the moon cycles. Make sure you follow that for important things, especially work things, since they designated an entire spread for you guys about work. I know this has been a really long spread, guys. That is the end. We've been through it all. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please remember to check out the soap on the website. Wonderful soap. Also, like and subscribe so you see the future videos. And that is it for me. Have a great August.